Hi there. Um, oh my, look at that. It's a whole bunch of YouTubers. That's interesting. There you are. Hello. Anyway, um, the reason I'm making this video today is I have data stored on multiple drives. They're all internal type drives, which means that they look. This is a laptop. It looks similar to this. It's obviously got the SATA connections on this side of it. And the problem with that is if your machine isn't open, it's a mission to plug in and out, and you've got to unplug things, and it really is not a lot of fun. So I came across something in the recycling, sealed, which had never been used, which according to Copilot is an E-sata card or adapter. Because I have no idea what to call this bloody thing otherwise. All right, but that's what we're going to call it. I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, drop me a note in the comments, and we can then obviously
Stop! Stop! Are you serious with the vacuum right now? You really have to do that here? I'm saying my catchphrase, everybody's watching! God!
You're 22 living in my house. There is no God.
Alright, guys.
Thank you, Mr. Buttons. We're gonna...
as I was saying, you can drop me a better descriptive in the comments. I don't do live streaming, but I do make videos. So obviously when there is something like background noise, the omnidirectional freaking webcam mic picks up everything. Hence why there was a cutscene to Free Guy, whose credits will appear in obviously the description of this video, because I don't want them to go at me. Anyway, we'll show you from outside what the card looks like, and I'll show you what the connectors look like, and then we will obviously go through it, and I will show you on the computer using OBS software how to obviously, once you've plugged it in, to access the data, and then when you're done, how to unmount it and unplug it, because then you can go through multiple devices as long as you've done the BIOS thing, which obviously I'm going to link, well, I'm going to edit the next video in, where obviously we do the showing you it, and then obviously the setting in the BIOS that needs to be enabled. Every BIOS is different, so you might have to look for yours if you decide to get one of these cables. So yeah, but once it's all installed, it all actually works quite well. So let's edit to that, or cut to that, or whatever the technical phrase is, and yeah, let's see if we can actually find the data that I'm looking for. This is not the data I'm looking for. Go watch my other video about the flippin', this is not the channel you're looking for. Anyway, hopefully we find the data that we're looking for, which is not the data we're looking for. I just hope it's not a trap. Anyway, right, we'll see you guys. Now, I'll probably disappear into one of the corners. Right, so you guys can see the card there at the back with the two yellow cables running to it, which means it's got two SATA ports that it can output to then an E-sata cable. Obviously it needs power as well, so it's connected to the power. And the joy of that is that, oh, if I stand up here, and look for them here somewhere. That's what I end up with at the end of the day, coming out of the back of the box. Now, I know most people's computers, their box isn't open like this. My box is normally open like this because, well, I'm always doing things. But if you look, there's a SATA connector, alright, and there's a SATA connector, and there's the power connector, which means I plug that into the hard drive, and away I go, and I can read any internal hard drive as if it's an external drive. Okay, something I need to mention. If you're going to put in one of these adapters at the back of your machine and connect it up to one of your SATA drives, and you want to be able to plug and play devices into it and then not have data loss on those devices, you need to go into your BIOS. On mine, it's under Settings, Advanced and Integrated Peripherals, and it says SATA Configuration. And if you see that there, that SATA hot plug on number 4 has been enabled, which means that it then views that as a hot plug and play device. Now, it's like a USB port. Doesn't mean you can just unplug it, but it does mean that you can obviously then unmount it like you would a USB and then unplug it. Okay, I've now plugged in the second drive. Well, I say second. Technically it's a third drive, but I plugged it into the E-sata port at the back of the machine, and it's brought up obviously what it referred to as the it's doing its own thing currently. Well, it's doing its own thing. Anyway, no matter. Anyway, it brought up the drive. I found the files that I was looking for, because obviously it's listed. Yeah, it's still scrolling up, scrolling down. Oh, this bloody thing's possessed. Okay, anyway, no matter. It's referred to as the OS drive because that's what my OS originally was on before I put it on an SSD. So, therefore, in conclusion, I found the files that I was looking for, and everything's all good. I've now put them on memory stick, and now all that remains is for me to unmount, obviously, this drive. Okay. Microsoft and its amazing stability. Here we go. We'll just close that window, because obviously Microsoft is. I must really make a video about how software developers at Microsoft specifically make software. In fact, I will do that as soon as I finish doing this video. Hopefully you had your coffee this morning. Well, it's morning here by me. Although any time is tea time here, specifically here in Africa. Anyway, okay, I digress. So we go and we look here, and we go safely remove hardware, and you will see that all of a sudden there is a hard drive listed to be ejected. So you would just eject that, and if this is going to work, that's another story altogether. Okay, obviously nothing is going according to plan at this point. Whenever I use Microsoft, there we go, finally, it caught up. You know, I thought when I got old, I was going to be slow. I am slow. I've had 2 heart attacks and a stroke, and I've dropped a disc in my back, and I've been for physio today, so I'm a little bit better. I'm a little bit more mobile today. Thanks for asking. Anyway, but Microsoft has always been shit. and will always be shit because software designers want to have a job tomorrow. So let's say, for example, this is what they're making. Alright? Yeah, it's got some flaws and it's not perfect and everything else, but let's release it. Because we know that after we release it, we can just patch it later. We don't have to worry about patching it now and making it right now. We can patch it later. We can just sneak into the guy's house or force an update on him or whatever to fix the thing that we didn't make right the first time. Okay, now that I've had my rant, we'll stop that. And yeah, basically that's it, guys. This hardware is a useful addition to anybody's PC because you just plug it into a free SATA port on the motherboard and a power port on your power supply, and you can then use any internal drive in essence as an external drive. If it's a mechanical drive, however, I would advise putting it down somewhere flat and not moving it around while it's spinning. That's not good for it. I once saw a poster that said that the equivalent speed of the head flying across the platters on the disc was the equivalent of a jumbo jet doing Mach 2 50 feet off the ground. Now that's scary. So if it's don't give it power first, give it dot first, put it on a flat surface, then give it power. So when it spins up, it's on a flat surface. That's all the only advice I'm going to give you. Right. Once again, if you enjoyed the movie, like, subscribe. Do me a favor though, if your mom's still alive, go give her a big hug and a kiss, because I miss being able to give my mom a big hug and a kiss. And you can still do it. I can't. Mine's in a box. Have a lucky day further, guys.